Getting ready to go into our very last game for today at the MDL LAN final. It's EG versus LGD, lower bracket semifinal matchup. We've had 4 best-of-3s today, all go 3 games.
Yeah.
Whew. It's been an exhausting one. I'm sure the players feeling just exhausted, now feeling a bit on edge. We're down to the 3rd game hype train here, and one of these teams is going to be going home. So draft's underway. Let's hop into it so we can see what's in store for us. What do you think, man, for game number 3? What do we anticipate?
First pick going EG's way. So Earth Spirit, just let's not take the chance. Let's not have to verse it whatsoever. Gonna get banned out.
EG love that first pick bench Spirit otherwise.
So what's LGD thinking? They go Invoker again. So it's a big playmaker. And Spirit Break it because I think they recognize how important the hero was for them in that last game. I mean, okay, maybe that's probably a bit of a slight exaggeration, but how they realize, I think it's an overall good hero for their playstyle and it combos well with the Invoker. They want to secure it now because last time they got it in the 2nd stage, this time likely to be banned out. So they pick it up as a possible ROTK hero, but also flexible in that it can be in the support role.
So how should EG approach this differently now that they see a very similar duo already coming out? I don't know them to be an early Batrider kind of commitment, but if this was an Eastern team, I would definitely say they would probably pick it up here and now.
They might stray away from the Lone Druid just because they seem to be losing a few games here and there with it. I don't think the hero is weak by any means. Just the outcomes of the game mentally, it's going to at least somewhat affect you, I think. And for EG, it's now like a couple times they've lost with it. They may go for something like the OD, which has been a common pick for them, but to wait and see.
Yeah, other than that, it's you know, another early commit for their Fear hero. We saw last time like the Kunkka.
Okay, they will go Lone Druid. They're going to remain confident that it was the pick, and I mean, I'm sure EG look at that last game are like, it was not the picks as to why we lost. It was some of the decision making. First the Roshan disaster, then just plays like bottom lane where they went for the Invoker kill and they got turned around. The Invoker lived, they killed 3. There was just a lot of in the moment decisions where LGD outplayed them and just made the smarter decisions or reacted to EG's bad calls.
And they could find ways to make adjustments elsewhere, maybe switching things up, putting Universe back on more of an initiator-heavy kind of a hero or an additional lockdown kind of a hero. And then both PPD and Fear had a kind of a pretty damn defensive setup. Fear, you know, got off to the gate with a good gank in the mid lane, but ever since then, you know, kind of fell to the bottom as far as net worth goes and wasn't really able to contribute a whole lot on top of that. And they are changing the bans a bit. This time they will rid of the Visage. LGD again will be banning out the Chen in the 2nd stage.
And while these drafts look very familiar from last game, the key thing is EG this time have the Venge. I think Venge was, after the Invoker, like the most important hero of that game for LGD. Just how much she got done in fights with spamming the stun with the Aether Lens, the swaps, making some huge plays. So EG get themselves this time. It's going to amplify up their damage output. It gives them that reliable save, and I think it's something they would have rather have had over the Winter Wyvern in that previous game if possible. But I think that makes a big difference as to how these 2 drafts are going to match up to each other.
Yeah, I was looking it up now, and it's hard to say what the numbers are now after today, but I know coming in today, Venge was 2nd most picked. Invoker number 1, so
okay,
I'm sure those numbers are going to be continuing to go up on the rise here. These 2, I mean, yeah, the big win rate, of course, goes to none other than Mr. Earth Spirit himself, but Invoker and Venge have been making the most appearances in all these games.
EG, if they don't want to verse Tide, may still need to ban it because while RTK played Spirit Breaker last game, the LGD side do run it as a support.
Yeah.
But they're gonna take out the Witch Doctor instead. The Cask annoying for the Lone Druid, bouncing around the Bear, the hero. And Maledict being a really good spell against Lone Druid as well.
Maybe EG will run something like a Drow lineup this time. We'll see. I know it's so early to call him like this, but just intensity crafting. Again, don't want to be dealing with the Brood Mother.
Yep.
eHome set the set the message with that one. And Darkseer banned out. Okay, well, we'll have to see.
Time to probably start. I mean,
they could get that Tide, like you mentioned, if they want to give ROTK. You know,
it does reveal like what you're doing. It reveals the Spirit Break as a support then, and your offlaner. So maybe it gives EG too much info. You may save it for like a 4th or 5th pick. Grabbing up just like your 5 support here could be more the option. But that's where the bans went. They banned out the Visage, the Witch Doctor, those 5 position supports that LGD likes to play. It's still a Lion,
Shadow
Disruptor.
Shaman is something they've gone for before. Yeah, Disruptor.
Not the greatest heroes against Lone Druid. They want something that can help kill. Like the Venge was the other thing. The Venge helped a lot in actually killing the Spirit Bearer a number of times, with the stun as well as the wave, making it squishier. So, as far as supports that can help kill the Spirit Bear, Poison Touch from Dazzle. Dazzle's quite nice. The Poison Touch when you level it up. But
Something you mentioned in the last draft when EG picked up the the Lone Druid in the first picking phase is that couldn't put it past him that Universe would take it to the off lane. Do you think that's still something plausible? Maybe PPD trying to see if they can manipulate the draft a bit, force LGD to think that this is going to be a safe lane Arteezy Lone Druid, but then kind of flip the script on him?
Definitely plausible. It requires them to put Sumail on like a much less farm-dependent hero. They didn't pick the Lina yet. If they want to get something like play like an alliance-style draft where you have like a Puck in the mid lane or something, it's Bat Rider, like those kind of heroes. Like Sumail Bat is a classic, and okay, LGD go for the Tide. They're happy that's still in the pool and happy to run the Spirit Breaker in the support role. So I think Bat's a good pick here for EG, either for Universe or Sumail. It suits them quite well. It gives them catch for the
Hunter,
Invoker.
Though, it could make things a bit. But if it's a mid,
you're not looking to lasso the Tide. Like you've got Flame Break to cancel charge. You're more looking for the Invoker with the pickoffs, and you just burn the Tide down. Like it's kind of hard for him to get blinks off, or you can still match up all right against the Tide as a Bat.
We'll see what they go for. Could still leave the option for an Oracle. Hey, the PPD tree. It does show up.
Well.
It means, I mean, now you can assist the mid lane without having to be there. That's nice. Why here and now, though? Seems like something fishy's up here with EG. Because I don't imagine the tree to be like any sort of direct counter to what they got now, but
no.
Instead just provides good sustain, and in case there is early aggression, let's say from the Spirit Breaker, that at least they'll have a good answer. This isn't like the quick rush Agnum's kind of tree unless PPD has changed his game up.
And the last time they played this, it was the Starlight game against LGD where they pulled off the win, so I think it's partially like a confidence thing in the hero and just recognizing that you can use its like the strong early game presence to help control the lanes, to help Sumail out in the mid lane with the living armor.
Did he get like early Talon and just go farm up?
No, he played very selflessly. Doesn't even go for the Accept ability, goes for the Arcane Boots into mech. And LGD, this was a hero which I think they probably wanted to go last game as their last pick, which got banned. They're going to get Morphling and secure it earlier on to guarantee that they have that hard carry and something that can scale well going into the late game against the Lone Druid. So all the pieces of the puzzles for LGD have been put together. Just their last pick support, which at this stage they're going to be kind of scraping from the bottom of the barrel as far as 5-position supports that they like.
This seems even a more comfortable LGD draft than the previous game.
Yeah.
So it's on EG now to have an answer for this Morphling.
If they just had like their Witch Doctor, this would be like LGD's like dream draft this game, but that's not a possibility.
What are the options here? You look at Morphling, weak on armor, got to get a silence, a way to shut him down from being able to slip out. There's the Bat Rider.
Yeah.
Now,
So
Universe Bat Rider or
very flexible.
Sumail Bat Rider? That's the thing.
Maybe a ban onto Oracle's probably the last ban for EG, since it's a 5-position support. It's a pseudo counter. It's a counter to the Bat Rider, you could say, and it gives them a strong laning presence. So no more Enchantress and no Oracle.
Then they're gonna use Shadow Demon. Boom.
Yeah, Shadow Demon's alright.
I miss that hero.
I don't mind Shadow Demon. You got set up for the Sunstrike. Good way to try and cancel out the lasso. But more likely something they've played and more comfortable with, which would be like the Lion Disruptor. Disruptor's like I just don't. I don't. And they've got a good team fight. They already have the team fight edge. They need something more to help deal with the Spirit Bear or counteract the lasso. I don't feel like. I mean, Disruptor Glimpse is not bad, but I don't really actually like Disruptor as a Bat Rider counter just because the Glimpse doesn't instantly send him back.
Oh!
Woo!
What?
Well.
This hero's dead. Why is he here? Okay. That's fun. That's not a Bat Rider counter, I'll tell you what, but...
So they're going to look to just... It's a hero that amplifies what the Morphling can do. giving him Chakra, gives him a stronger lane, helps him split push more with the pull around.
The cab service, yeah.
Yep. It's a hero that really just boosts up what Morphling can do. And
wow, okay. And then to round things out for EG, they grab up the TA, Radiant side TA here. So it is going to be Universe on the Bat Rider, and RTZ will do a repre here on his lone Druid.
Yep. Blinding Light this game is really good against Lone Druid, because he's not going to have an MKB for ages. You're looking at Radiance, AC, Vlad's typically before even considers.
And the bear
MKB.
has a mana bar now, right? So you can mana leak the bear and he'll stun, right?
Well, he has to get down to 0 mana first. Well,
run around with the bear. You don't suspect a bear's going to be mana leak.
No, it's worth mana. Well, you often have to run away with the bear because you don't want to feed your bear, so you try and run away with it. You mana leak it, and you can chew through its mana pool.
That is so funky. Never would have suspected that a Keeper Light would come here and now, the very last draft today.
Good way to end the day for you to go there.
Sure. And we'll see how this hero is definitely not like an Earth Spirit. Straight to the top lane, DDC goes, and Peculiar Ward just to get the early intel in case Universe does decide to plant down a ward up here. BBD serious business now. He put a capital G on his good luck, have fun. So this is going to be an exciting one, folks. Let's get underway right now. It is game number 3, our last game for today. The lower bracket semifinal, EG going against LGD. The winner gets to move on and face OG in the lower bracket final. The loser, well, their MDL journey will conclude.
Are you hyped for the Iron Talon Tide jungle?
Is that what he got?
He hasn't bought it yet. He's holding money, but he's got enough money for it. He's waiting to scout the lanes because if he has a 1v1 matchup, he doesn't want Iron Talon. If he's against Lone Druid with support, then he wants Iron Talon. So
the only other thing I thought for this KotL, by the way, that could be plausible and why they decided to get it is they do the boneless strat where they just throw him in the jungle, but he doesn't have the hatchet or anything.
Well, we saw like AUI do in that game.
Because you could still do it on Dire side, but doesn't seem to be the case.
So Iron Talon coming out, it looks like. Decides he sees a Lone Druid. Could always be a solo Lone Druid, but Venge is there, and RTK wants to just be able to go jungle.
Does mean that
I think it's more if he has a 1v1 versus Bat. He wants to save up that money for a stick.
It makes more sense now also with the tree pick earlier.
A lot of harass onto maybe at mid.
Yeah, he already has a salve, yeah. Ouch. Should be a good time though for TA, even though pressure could come from the Spirit Breaker. And
down.
Yeah, tree hits hard, and he got the early commitment to the Leech Seed, so.
Level 1, 80 mana cost now.
Refraction plus Living Armor. What a treat.
Yes.
Will be coming online level 2, and it's going to be very difficult to take down this TA. And already with that early harassment, maybe he's shoved back a bit.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy lane for Invoker, and even the creep equilibrium not being in the best position for him. Just a wave of terror on Venge, so there's no like kill potential out of this lane until they have stun, but Fear's not looking for the kills, he's just looking to harass, prevent the Invoker from getting that early CS in this lane.
Yeah, I see your Iron Talon, I'll get one of my own.
But got the block.
But they got the block. Yeah. So just got to go back and do it the old-fashioned way.
Looks like he's headed down to the lane, because it's just a solo Lone Druid.
Charge on a PPD, followed up with the Illuminate. Right click's coming out. He's not level 2 yet. And no Sunstrike. Will be committed for it.
Oh, Universe, though, getting very low. And he's level 1.
This is a Sunstrike. Are they going to do it? Nope, they don't need it. One more right click. Blast. My man. DDC going to be able to pick it off with that. Nice.
Yeah. Bit surprised no Sunstrike's coming out. Maybe would love to get the first blood money in last hit, but he's low HP, so it looks like he's probably like too preoccupied in this battle against TA to actually be able to get that. Side blades. Oh my gosh, he's getting wrecked. He just bought more tankers. He already ferried himself a salve. He is chewing through regen like none other. He eats his Fairy Fire just for some casual HP regen. Sumail having his way with maybe in the mid lane, getting a bit of revenge after his Invoker performance last game.
Fear with the invis body blocks here on ROTK. He's going to have to take the long road up and around and back whence he came. And got to get that roaming KotL happening right now. Okay, sentry to mid, appropriate as, you know, once level 6 comes online, you want to be able to be catching out where the traps may come down. That seems to be the TA motto. 2 traps and you're dead. So don't want to be caught up by anything unsuspecting here. The assistance of PPD, Universe will be able to farm out the side camp, and PPD got to be level 2 by now, so living armor should be at the ready.
These lanes are so bad for LGD. I mean, EG have gotten away with like a safe lane solo lone druid who's got an empty lane. Venge has been spent more time mid than anywhere else. Comes now to the safe lane, but this isn't to really protect or do anything to help the lone druid. It's so that Venge can get some levels and farm by pulling, stacking, and all 3 lanes being won.
Universe
in terms of CS.
Yeah, Universe went down, but he is out CSing this Morphling.
That you get a first blood, but you're behind 1,500 gold at 3 minutes in. You're losing the CS battle in every lane.
Where does this really stem from? Not that early harassment on the maybe, right? It
does. The early harassment on maybe, and Sylar as well got caught up by a leech seed. So both Invoker and Morphling went to lane on, well, Invoker like on a quarter HP, Morphling on maybe a third HP. That really crippled their laning stage big time. EG's level 1 play got them a big advantage here in the laning stage.
Let's see if they can hold on to it. It was last game we thought also they had pretty much the full lane control, but this time LGD, we'll see. Morphling Sylar, always in critical mass, could be a serious problem here, but keeper, be careful, buddy. That right will get a hold of you, and you are a frail old man. So I'm curious if he's going to be going for the early mana leak value point or not. I'm always a big fan of that. Oh, he got it.
3.
Does he max it, though?
So, yeah, the one game we saw from Wings.
That's crazy, yeah. I mean, the range is pretty pathetic at level 1.
Yeah.
So I would maybe justify 2 points into it, but come on. Chakra is where it's at. Blast is where it's at. But getting that value point could force someone to stay still, and then that's a Sunstrike, so...
And the nice thing about this TA last pick for EG, it's a hero in the mid lane who isn't really prone to the Spirit Breaker ganks. So Spirit Breaker doesn't really have many good heroes to try and gank and pick off.
Yeah, with that frickin' refraction plus...
the insta-purge on the Entangle.
Okay, but is it going to be enough? One more chomp, right-click from Fear. Is he going to be able to catch up? Oh, RTK turns the corner, and they wave him on down face first. MMY says, how dare you, as he charges on in, and Fear is far from home. So... looking to just kind of create some space. Illuminate should soften him up quite a bit. But hey, look at that. Living Armor is going to force him to sweat it out that much more. Fear's not going to be able to make it to the trees to juke it a bit, but
for R2, though. Space created and a kill followed up by the tower.
Midas done. Ooh. Last game he got it at what's like 730. Now he's 5.
And that's Morphling left alone. Like EG don't even rotate heroes there. The tree and the bat stay top, continuing to pressure the Morphling in his lane, and he's forced to defensively waveform. Everything looking good for EG here in the laning stage.
And he will continue his grind through the jungle and take the bottom once it pushes forward here. So everything coming up roses right now for EG.
3,000 net worth lead already, and so for LGD, need to try to get like the Ravage online for one. Like try and get level 6 on Tide. He's gonna continue to spend some time in the jungle, sometime bottom, but he can't. Now he doesn't even have a tower, so he can't even get TP support if he gets gone on. So this lane gets even more impossible for him. And other than that, they've got to find some kills using the Invoker.
Deep charge for mid lane here. Sumail's going to need to try to get some assistance. There didn't seem to be any sort of living armor and obviously no fraction available, but here comes PPD. Pops out the leech seed, looking to make it go for maybe. He's going to get some Chakra Magic Love right now, but that's not going to keep him alive. Invoker goes down. Looks like the follow-up may be there. And even though EG had to commit a couple of rotations here, they are going to be picking off 2. But look at this, a retort from ROTK, but suddenly taking flight, Universe making the move, and they're going to be steamrolling right over ROTK. They get the stun locked down and potentially looking for the kill, but it's not going to be able to be enough. He shrugs off the damage and will make it to the safety of his tower right now. So turns into a 2-for-1.
And they get the Invoker for the TA, the kind of the mid for the mid trade, which is... I guess when you're behind for LGD, you're not too fussed by that, but then they also end up losing Spirit Breaker too. But you can see not really a gold game for EG, even though they got that 2-for-1.
RTZ, it's fine. You want to press me, I'll just move into the jungle and find my farm there. No big deal.
Kind of mentioned like TA kind of had to gank with a charge. You have to commit a lot. You do get the kill, but pay from the way out. Undra, similar thing where you've got the ulti form making you tanky, and you have Savage Roar to protect you.
Oh, this time RTK not going to be making it away.
Hasn't got the Ravage yet. That's a good timing on EG to find that pick off before they have to worry about Ravage.
And it looks like, you know, potentially by the time they get that Ravage, we could see Universe with like a Blink Dagger or something. they could have their own peaking window. It's pretty close. 1400. ROTK's got another level or so for a walk-in Ravage, though. Timing could still continue to work out nicely here for EG. Lone Druid and Sumail leading out the top of the net worth here by near 1,000 over the next closest on the side of LGD, which is going to be, of course, Sylar on this Morphling. Not planning on really stepping away from this top lane, not in the near future. Charge for Sumail, Refraction already up, and Fear says, no you don't. Steps in, Magic Missile, but then they quickly go for Fear. They're going to be able to potentially bring him down. Oh, they got the Mana Leak, so that's going to be the stun. One more right click, and maybe, did he go too far for the support kill? He certainly did. Sumail just quickly opens up onto him, the one-for-one trade, and now Universe shows up, pulls out the lasso. I just said Sylar not soon to rotate from the top lane, but he ends up doing so and finds himself under the fire of this Batrider. Now wants to consider going toe-to-toe with him. A quick dash for the Bounty Rune. At least he'll take that one, but
got living armor.
The stacks continue to build up right now, up to 5, and really no way to make it out. This turns into what looks like a 3-man takedown. Can he make it away? Oh, to the high ground. Stop that, man. He's got 7 freaking stacks. They got him.
He's not moving anywhere.
Woo. That was a long...
Still no Ravage. The charge, though, likely to find a kill onto PPD here, but Venge is still in the neighborhood. LGD need kills off of
Boom.
this.
Fear gets the quick Magic Missile. Stops Emma in his tracks, but oh, they get a Mana Leak right now. Fear is going to be forced to stand and fight. Illuminate Blast, but look at the response from PPD, dishing out the Overgrowth right now. He says, I'm going to head out this way to make it out. Fear very low, able to turn the corner and walk away, while Universe will be able to zone the rest back. And here's RTZ, making chase for ROTK. Meanwhile, on a different side of the world, maybe making an advancement for PPD. It's going to be...
Oh, the jukes! PPD!
One with the trees
points
right now, just hustling under right now. Now out of vision, he makes a clean getaway.
Absolutely massive plays coming out from EG. They somehow don't lose anyone there on the retreat. It looks like PPD's in all sorts of trouble when he's being charged there, and Fear just comes in, cancels the charge with a stun. Then it looks like Fear's in trouble. He's been mana leaked, he's in trouble, gets hit by a Sunstrike, but escapes on like 50 HP as well, and EG don't give up anything. They take a tower, they're farming the map. RTZ rotates in to help as well, takes a tier 1. And this is looking... I mean, I don't want to like jinx things here. I feel like 2 games in a row we talked about how bad things looked.
Be careful, yeah.
But this is looking like twice as bad as last game for LGD.
It'll require twice the comeback from them, so we'll see if they can do it. But the rich continue to get richer. EG do manage to take down that top tier 1, which ends up leading to more precious items coming together. As you can see, Sumail now suddenly with a Blink Dagger as he makes his move for that tier 1. And another Blink Dagger coming online. That's for Universe. And, of course, you got to have a smoke when you got your Blink Dagger. Let's see who they can make their debut on with high priority target would be. Nice to get Baby's Invoker down.
All 3 tier 1s already down 10 minutes in. This Radiance timing looking to be just unstoppable almost when you're close to the Relic already 11 minutes in. And yeah, 3.2k gold. RTK doing what he can to try and get some farm. He's being pulled in possibly, I guess it's like a smoke type play that we're going to see out of LGD. If they're grouping up and taking the tide away from farm time, yeah, it's smoke. They're in kind of desperation mode. They're like, we got to use this Ravage, find a kill on a key target as soon as possible. But EG actually have numbers here. They may be ready for this.
This is like that moment where they got the big Roche fight, but it has to happen a lot earlier here. Universe takes flight, steps away. We'll be able to cancel out the blink briefly.
They're pulling in Morphling for this, and LGD may just end up wasting their time. They brought in all 5 for this, and EG...
Delta split. Yep.
And when the first hero you see when you're the bat there is the Tide, you're not going to use the lasso on him. And you also recognize that he's got heroes right behind him. LGD were smoked themselves. You don't want to fight. That's how you give LGD a window back into this game, by having a big Ravage plus KotLGuy plus Invoker combo. They just say, sweet, you guys are all here as 5. We can go farm elsewhere. We are actually totally okay with a farm game.
This is where the KotL needs to shine now. Keeping the pressure back. CG will continue to move on forward with their big farm. But he's pretty dirt poor. Right for the ulti, it looks like. So his Illuminate even is going to be pretty wimpy at only 2 points in. And this is when the snowball can begin to mound up for this gentleman right here. Already has 1,600 gold. What do you anticipate? Is straight to the Deso while you got this kind of advantage, or play it safe?
The safe BKB option is not too bad as well.
Oh,
Oh, didn't get vision in time. Like there's a lot to be said for I guess getting a BKB, knowing that you're gonna have enough damage coming out just through your meld strikes, the Bat Rider, the Lone Druid Radiance, that having a BKB to stay alive against Ravage and Invoker combos is, I think there's a lot of merit to a first item BKB, but similarly, if you want to secure Roshan and take objectives, Deso works just fine, so. Most games you just want to go for a Deso first, but against this kind of a lineup, and knowing how LGD play where they love to 5-man, BKB becomes a possibility.
Deep commitment coming out from LGD, thirsty for blood right now. A brief save coming up from Fear with the swap back, and they look their focus on for MMY. Looks like they'll be able to bring him down. Blinding Light plus Ravage together creates all sorts of chaos. They're going to get the snipe, taking down PPD. Now they look for the follow-up right now as Arteezy's making chase. Here's Universe now, sweeping in. Overgrowth coming out from PPD. Now they get the last, so it's going to be locked onto Sylar right here. Do they have the burst potential to finish him off? He's got the replicate. Nope, he's gone. Ends up leading into a 1-for-1, a support apiece here. And could have been worse for LGD, but they do manage to dive past the tower and only lose one.
Oh, KotL also, it was a 2-for-1 in the end. Yeah.
Oh, you're right, yes.
Yeah, the Spirit Breaker died at the start. It's still 2 support, just supports dying, which...
I just refuse to believe KotL died, that's all.
Look,
and
you're in denial, Dakota. You gotta move on.
EG into the pit now. Looks like an effortless road.
No Ravage means LGD are incredibly weak. With Ravage, they get heavily outclassed in a team fight. Without it, it's a baby getting beat up by a grown man.
Aegis on lockdown now for Sumail. Back to the grind they go while they got the advantage. 10-5 right now. Net worth led by both, of course, Sumail and Arteezy here, and it's getting closer to that 10K mark. Very little outs this point for LGD. In the last game, there seemed to be a lot more options opening up for them, but this time a lot of their back staff is kind of neutered a bit. Not able to kind of really be as offensive as they were in the previous game. And as you can see, the Deso now complete for Sumail, so KotL, MMY, Spirit Breaker, look out. They're making their own move. Another attempt to make the jump onto Arteezy. An early living armor will soak up some of the damage, and now the rotations come, and LGD, do they stick around and consider taking a fight right here? It looks like they are going about it. MMY, though, is going to be the one casualty, and Sylar is going to quickly make his retreat. But Sumo is going to be able to get the catch, finishes off ROTK, and they turn it into a twofer right now. LGT kind of desperate for these dives, and they continue to be coming up a bit short.
And Arteezy was just like zigzagging around the Fort Spirits, perhaps worried about a Sunstrike, doesn't get caught. He was the target, and maybe could not find him. It looks like he ends up missing the Sunstrike with it on cooldown at the time being. He's got 2.5k gold. It's really question time. What do you buy? It's going to be a drums. Decides, let's just go for some stats, a bit more team fight, because similar to last game, LG's way back in is not through farming. They don't have enough control over the map. They're going to just lose the farm battle, and just EG will just destroy them if they take that approach. So they have to fight their way back in anytime they have Ravage. They have to try and use that. Charge, lead the way with the charge from the Spirit Breaker, and the drums for Invoker, just that kind of cost-effective brawling item.
Oh, look at this. They found Sylar, and suddenly Universe shows himself. Hog ties him up while Sumail uses that Deso, but this Morphling continues to dish out the strength right now. But not going to matter. Eventually they will get the catch up, and MMY, refusing to believe that he just lost his comrade, decides to throw himself into the fray, and he will also go down. I don't think this is going to be one of those kinds of games where we can see the LGD comeback, and it doesn't seem to stop. Now Sumail looking to make his move for ROTK, and now winds up in a bit of trouble. Cold snapped up right now. A good swap back save will come out from Fear, but it is going to cost the Aegis in the end.
There's a Ravage.
Ravage is still going to be able to clip him, but
that's not the result.
It doesn't. It might as well have missed because they can't do anything with it. Quick blink out. And
working up on that mech. This is, I mean, a great item just to secure your lead. It means you can kind of play a bit more aggressive. You can save your teammates using this and not going for that kind of greedier Aghanim Scepter build-up. PPD is going to die, but this is just like, you tank the gank, your team's actually pushing high ground of all things. This is very problematic.
Here we go now. EG looking to close this one out and secure their spot into the next round to go up against OG, but LGD have already fought so hard to make it to at least a game 3. They are looking to not go out without a fight. Let's see if they can be able to do it here, if EG continue to press on or if they consider stepping back. and working with the clock a bit more. And it will cost them their bear. A new one will be summoned now, and EG are still hanging about. They feel like that they are the much better, stronger team. I mean, can you blame them? You look at the numbers, the top two are just seem to be almost double everyone else. It's ridiculous.
No Ravage. They've got living armor as well, even though the Trine's not there with them. So
repositioning tactic here. The old complexity wraparound maybe
expecting
from the
hero
offensive
to show
part.
behind like this tier 2 tower for a catch, and got the gem, so no map vision for LGD. That one comes out for Universe, and
yeah, I love having Universe on the more initiate-driven kind of heroes right now. The work has been able to put in this game has been amazing.
The savage roar into tier 3 tower claim.
It's down. And a leak on the bear, but bear's not going to be moving a whole lot. He's going to stand, plant, and chunk down some Raxes right now. Get the blasts out while you can, LGD. You got to stop EG from invading your home. MMY looking to step up from the front door, but it's not safe outside. Get back indoors. Tries to make it back in. Everyone eating heavy damage. Universe pulls and drags out the old man outside, takes him down. Has to buy back now. Styler going to be forced to use his Ghost Scepter defensively. They're going to bring down RTK. He also needs to buy back. This is the final hurrah for LGD, but it might not be enough. Sumail now in a monster kill streak at this point. ROTK desperate. Finds the weak support, but it's not going to be enough. He just swats PPD in, gets himself in the safe zone, and PPD says, "You shall not move." Gets the overthrow out, and it looks like EG might try to retreat with the winnings they got, but LGD refuse to believe they're going to be getting away with so much. They want to get as much as they can, and Sumail, though, getting bumped apart. The refraction going to be bursted down, puts his sights onto MMY, but they will be able to outnumber him.
His team didn't want to commit. It's probably safe. If they try and save him there and take that fight, you end up losing lots. That's what happened last game. A 2.5k gold change from 1 TA kill. Yeah. That, I mean, that's terrible. Like it's one of those things where it sounds like, oh, they got 2.5k gold, but they only get that much because of how incredibly far behind they are, how quote-unquote unwinnable this game is. Morph's going for a first item E-Blade. I think recognizing that they just need something that's kind of all-in-ish. Just having some firepower. If you go for a Lincoln's here, you're never going to farm up the E-Blade before you lose your Rax. And
I mean, if you're getting 2.5k off one hero, imagine if you got 2 heroes or 3 heroes. So better to go on all offensive while you can.
Yeah.
Then you can buy the defensive items with all that sweet loot. Oh no, REG already on the move now. ROTK,
it's a long
the one caught
too.
out. He's trying to make it back out. He already committed his buyback at this point. He's faking like he doesn't really want to have to use the Ravage, but
okay, 40 long-ish. Yeah. And the lane not pushing out means that that bottom Rax is still a little bit safe.
Oh!
Not getting Invoker, most importantly.
Yeah.
But getting the Coddle, who also just spot back, so a couple long respawns.
And now a grab on the Sylar. It continues to go from bad to worse here for LGD. That was a good target to have, and yeah, he has no buyback after committing to that Ethereal Blade. Now EG just going to stride their way down this bottom lane in hopes of closing out game number 3.
I was hoping we get to see the Venge Ag Scepter, but EG may just win this one too fast.
Oh, darn.
And they're going to go right onto the high ground here. Who needs creep waves? We got Deso. They might actually be on a... Okay, they're not going to try damage through the backdoor protection.
LGD drawing out like they're going to try to split the other 2 lanes as much as possible and, in fact, continue fighting. Whoa. That was a side blade.
You don't want to see that one, KotLGuy.
Yeah, that was hard to watch. Glad we didn't see it. Oh, man. Well, Rax is down. EG, you got to be feeling pretty damn good at this point. Pulling back off, they're going to be reaping in the serious rewards at that point with the amount of bounty those Raxes do hand over. 400 away. No. Magnums.
And this game, I mean, like last game, kind of a bit of a EG overextension. They got too overconfident, had a terrible mistake of a Roshan fight, but this game is truly only in EG's hands to lose. Like it would require amazing LGD play to win it, but it would require mistake after mistake, EG bad call after bad call.
Helping that.
Like maybe EG made one bad call when they went for that Roche fight, but ultimately, like last game, I feel like LGD just really like stepped up their game to turn it around. This isn't up to LGD to step up their game. This is up to EG to drop their game by like 10 levels in order to lose this game.
All right, looking for round 2 as they approach. MMY is like, I'll come from the flank. Oh no, they're waiting out that door. Nowhere is safe to leave home. And, whoops.
Bit of a mishap.
Swap plus lasso. Not working out.
But
Sumail, who
doesn't
tried to
matter.
flank here. On the side, Flame Break bumps him back. Okay, EG getting a bit clowny with this one. Now he moves in. He sets his sights for maybe here. If they can get rid of this Invoker, it would be a huge defensive capability going to be up. But now the Ravage going to be coming out. This comes after the Overgrowth. And now they look to focus Sumail here. E-Blade Adaptive Strike, but they got the mech as a response. Now they turn it around and try to get onto ROTK. With nothing left, no Ravage or nothing, he's going to be going down 40 seconds. No buyback for him, obviously. One Raxori down the mid lane.
Another melee Rax. It's GG at this point, unfortunately. Yeah. But LGD, it's their tournament life. They'll play it out to the bitter end. But a really strong
kill fear, so he
EG.
can have that Agnums pop out. He wants it too.
Yeah, he's happy. Like, don't worry, guys. I'll just suicide for this.
See, there he is.
He gets the wave.
Still. Did you just get the kill? Oh, it looked like he almost did. And
There's
that will do it. Okay, so no comeback dream here in game number 3. It's all EG all day. And now we're going to be seeing an OG-EG matchup in the next round. And props to LGD on a hell of a run, but it does end here.
We'll have a East versus West showdown in the grand finals with eHome awaiting the winner. And
yeah, it's
been a hell of a run here. This MDL tournament has seen some fantastic back and forth Dota. This series definitely, as you can see the last time, I was just about to say, definitely the signs of fatigue have been showing. EG playing the first match of the day, then playing the last, and then they just went for like a more safe approach. I think they didn't try and do anything flashy. In this game, they just crushed the lane so hard, which was where they could end in 23 minutes. But a game 2, which typically EG would probably win, but it's been a long day, and that's something which does come into play in these long LAN tournaments. It's a 5-day event as well, so they've got one more day to go at it. They're going to have to go through 2 series, so hopefully they get some good rest. It is a later start, not till 2 p.m. local time for them tomorrow, but it's going to be tough for EG, I feel, more so than anyone if they want to. It's really hard to see EG winning the tournament based on what they have to go through in terms of fatigue and the fact they've got to win a best of 3, then a best of 5.
But if they do it, hell of a story.
Absolutely. I mean, they have what it takes. To me, it's just that would be the not the most shocking thing, but like the most impressive thing that any of the teams could do. Like for eHome, they've been impressive from start to finish, but
yeah,
for EG to come back from the lower bracket, I mean, they are the lower bracket champions for a reason, but now they've got all these other things to go through: the fatigue factor, the just extra matches, and I don't know. And if anyone can do it, it's EG.
Well, that will save that fun anticipation for tomorrow. That's going to round things out for today. Tomorrow, as you said, we'll be back for a best of 3 and a best of 5 grand final. Should be a good time. So thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. That's going to conclude the action for now. That's GoDz, I'm KotL, and representing, of course, David and Merlini for casting with us earlier, Robin production, and Brian, of course. We're going to say good morning / good night, and we'll catch you later for the MDL LAN finals. Take care.